We're going to let the first lap run silent tonight in honor of all of our U.S. servicemen throughout history. But first,
DW, 600 miles. Let's have a Sunday night party. Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time.
All right, all right. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Get a good start, but rebounded quickly. He settles in third behind Ryan Newman and Casey Kane.
And that's something we'll want to keep an eye on every restart, because spinning the tires, bad restarts here are so frequent.
See Matt Kenseth there in that 17 car. Actually, we're riding right now with Tony Stewart, the 20. But just to talk about Matt Kenseth in the 17, qualified third. He had a crash in practice yesterday. Those guys worked till about 10:30 last night, came in early this morning, did not want to give up that third place starting spot and go to a backup car.
Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart on the move, both in the inside groove, heading for turn 3. Johnson trying to take 5th, Stewart going after 8th place in the 20.
Matt Kenseth in the 17 did the crossover move on Jimmy Johnson in the 48 coming off turn 4.
Now, one place we'll want to watch tonight is right here as these cars go down into turn 1. The car on the bottom has been getting loose and sliding up into the car on the outside. The 17 easily can get into the 48 as they run side by side. Going into turn 1, it's been a real trouble spot.
Johnson trying to three-peat here. Nobody's done that in the Coke 600 as he moves past a fading Casey Kane.
Somebody leaking fluid back around the 41, which is that middle pack. Nice and smooth.
That's someone's spotter talking about Casey Mears, who's in 21st right now. As he said, mid-pack, possibly leaking some fluid.
Jeff Gordon is settled in second. Matt?
Gordon didn't say anything on the radio about the start, Mike, but he did say that the car is tight. Now, he was surprised by that handling characteristics where it just won't turn like he wants it to in the center of the corner. The car was loose during most of the practice session. Like we mentioned earlier, it took him both sessions to get comfortable. Robbie Loomis told him, just take it easy, settle in, it will come back to you.
But Matt, I think the reason that the car is tighter, and here we see Mark Truex Jr. in the one car up against the wall, caution is out.
He just went in the first turn, and man, it's so hard to get into turn 1. They've done some repair work on that corner down there on Friday night, and man, that turn is slick.
And Darrell, it doesn't seem to matter. In the Busch race, it bit experienced drivers and rookies alike. New tires, worn tires, heavy load of fuel, light load of fuel, it didn't matter.
Well, it's part of the unpredictability that we keep talking about. As you see, he goes in there high, he gets a little bit loose, and when you get up that high, there's done a lot of work down there, but there's not any grip when you get that high.
I talked to his crew chief this morning, Kevin Bono-Mannion. He said, you know what, this is our 3rd start this year. We have failed to finish the other 2. We just want to see the checkered flag at the end of the 600 miles.
The reigning Busch Series champion brings out the first caution of the day in Concord, North Carolina.
Brought to you by Coca-Cola Racing Family. Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. By America Online. Want a better internet? You belong in America Online. By the Principal Financial Group. We understand what you're working for. And by Lowe's, where you'll find all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
12 cars in all pitted under this caution, including Martin Truex, whose contact with the wall brought out the yellow flag. Bill Elliott and Bobby Labonte among those who pitted. The Nextel Cup Series runs 26 races, and then the chase for the Nextel Cup, the final 10, will include the top 10 drivers plus anyone else who's within 400 points of the leader. Jimmy Johnson lost most of his lead last race at Richmond, and that brought a bunch of drivers down through Sterling Marlin into that 400-point gap to try to make the chase for the Nextel Cup. Quick cleanup down in turn 1. We're set to go racing once again. 9 laps will be complete this time by as we go back to green. Pole sitter Ryan Newman in front of Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, and Jimmy Johnson. Green flag. Stewart almost got squeezed into the wall trying to go outside Dale Jarrett.
Yeah, I was just going to say, watch these restarts because they are constantly a battle for position. You leave that outside open just a little bit, somebody's going to be there.
But boy, Jeff Gordon in the 24 car, he took advantage of this restart. He takes the lead.
Trouble over in turn 2, guys.
Hard into the wall goes Kurt Busch, the defending series champion. Quickly, we're under the second caution of the night at lap number 10. That's a hard hit, Darrell, into that safer barrier.
Yeah, they're not going to pull that sheet metal out. They're on their way to the garage. That's Jimmy Finnick, his crew chief. He says, go to the garage, guys. As you can see, a lot of bad.
We're damaged pretty good.
That was Kurt calling it in.
Just remember back to Darlington a few weeks ago, spun on the first lap of that race, had a lot of damage.
Just came around with him over that unpredictable turn 2.
The 1 and 2 end of the racetrack down here, the drivers is just driving them crazy. You can see, look at the fluid coming out of that car. That's got to be coming out of the 97.
So did he spin in his own water or oil?
It surely appears that way.
Busch will head for the garage. Let's get an update on pit stops under the first caution. Here's Steve.
Thanks, Mike. Just to update Martin Truex Jr., he told crew chief Kevin Mannion that the car just got loose and out from under him. He thought it felt like a flat tire, but it wasn't. Up to update Casey Mears, they were running a little bit hot, so they pulled some tape off the front grille of that number 41 car. Matt?
Kurt Busch's teammate Mark Martin, who won the $1 million All-Star Challenge last Saturday night, runs in the 16th position. He got in front of the 7 of Robbie Gordon after the last restart. The concern for Martin, his windshield, he says, is oiled up. He felt like the 7 of Gordon was leaking some kind of fluid, and he was having difficulty seeing. His crew chief already asking NASCAR when they will get the extra man to clean the windshield on their stop.
Sure appears like that fluid was coming out of the 97 looking at Sterling's windshield.
And then you see Casey Mears in the 41. You heard Steve talking about he was running hot. Someone had already reported earlier that he had liquid coming out of his car, probably was water.
Robbie Gordon, who in past years did the Indy 500, Coke 600 double, has been black flagged. They're going to bring him into the pits to inspect the Fruit of the Loom Chevy for leaking fluid. 2 quick cautions in the Coca-Cola 600. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.